Right now at noon, the man accused of faking his own death in Green Lake is in custody. The new developments from law enforcement. Plus, the suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO is fighting extradition from Pennsylvania. What new details on him are being revealed? This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Spreiter. We begin this afternoon with an update to what has been an ongoing effort to find the man who faked his death in Green Lake. Authorities say he has been arrested and is in custody. Kyle Bazorski is live in Green Lake County with the new developments this afternoon. Kyle?
Josh, I'm here on Dodge Memorial Park. It's on the western side of Green Lake. You'll remember it was here where the search began just a few months ago. It was then when authorities in Green Lake County were alerted that Ryan Bogart went kayaking but didn't return home. His vehicle was located here at the Dodge Memorial Park. We then learned later in November from Sheriff Mark Podol that Ryan had faked his death and fled to Europe. Podol providing an update this morning, now saying Ryan has returned back to Green Lake.
December 10th, Ryan arrived on U.S. soil. He was then booked into the correctional facility and is awaiting his initial court appearance.
And that court appearance will take place later on today. The Sheriff's Office telling us it will be at around 2 p.m. inside the Green Lake County Courthouse. The Sheriff has further said that his office is now recommending a number of charges, including obstructing. We'll bring any update online at channel3000.com as today's court appearance take place. In Green Lake County, Kyle Bazorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. The Madison City Council is voting to censure District 18 Elder Charles Miadze. The final censure vote passed with 13 in favor and 2 against. There was 1 abstention by the District 7 Elder and 1 recusal by the District 12 Elder. He has also been replaced in his city committees per the mayor's recommendation. This comes after 3 women accused Miadze of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. The city hired an independent law firm to investigate if his conduct violated the city's policy and/or state or federal laws. Miadze has been accused by several women of domestic abuse. Those include former school board member and mayoral candidate Gloria Reyes and Michelle McCoy, who spoke during public comment.
For you to attack every single one of our credibility and not take accountability, shame on you. I am disgusted by your behavior. Madison, this is not a secret. We have all spoke out to all of you. We have told you our stories. We have told you what he's done to us. And how we were repaid is you invited him to the same events that we were. And we had no choice but to show him with respect.
The investigation found evidence did not sustain Miadze violated city, state, or federal law, but found the accuser's accounts credible. District 1 Elder Barbara Harrington McKinney defended Miadze, calling him a, quote, handsome young black man who fell into harmful relationships.
But this censure is not about Charles Miadze's service for his district. It's about how he sees and interacts with women. A black man with a broken history that has not faced what is broken inside of him that draws him into similar relationships over and over again.
Alder Juliana Bennett says Miadze made inappropriate sexual comments to her multiple times. Alder Bennett's father gave an emotional testimony, saying he felt he failed his daughter and she's not safe on council. Miadze called the allegation, censure, and committee removal a, quote, modern-day effort to sideline a black man who refused to back down. One alder responded with the saying, quote, it is not racist to demand accountability, end quote. Well, a lot of snowflakes out there this morning. First Warn meteorologist Kelly Slifcats a look at your certified most accurate forecast. It was a winter wonderland out there, Kelly.
Yeah, we saw a few flakes flying about. That just kind of shows you how this cold air mass is moving on in. And unfortunately, I see some sun down to our south. I don't think we'll see a whole lot of sun. That would actually help melt some of the snow off the roads because some of the roads do have a little bit of slickness out there. You can see on our radar 3000, what else is new? Some snow just develops right over Madison. That's what we're seeing, just some light snow right now. Really no more accumulation expected, but we are expecting some much colder weather to move in. As mentioned, as I look south, I can see a little bit of sun. See that black area just south of Madison, actually seeing some of these clouds moving on out and seeing some sunshine, but most of us stuck in the clouds. 25 degrees right now with a few flakes of snow here and there. West winds at 12. Those have been picking up, and out here on the patio I can definitely hear some of those gusts through these trees in the backyard. 14 is the wind chill currently in Madison. It's down to 7 in the Dells, 10 in Basketball, 5 in Lone Rock, and 8 currently in Monroe. These are the current wind gusts that we had at the top of the hour. 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Madison, but you go out to the west, they're up closer to 30 miles per hour. So these wind gusts are only going to increase over the next couple of hours. And by tonight, with some of these gusty winds, we can expect these wind chill values through tomorrow morning, 10 to 20 below zero. Got to cover everything up. Frostbite can occur in 15 to 30 minutes if you're outside for any duration. We are looking at another bout of some snow, eventually mixing with some rain late Friday night into Saturday. And it's going to be milder this weekend. Temperatures in the 30s Saturday, maybe getting closer to 40 by Sunday. 26 in Middleton, 25 in Madison, also up in Wanakee. So that's about it for today. These temperatures will continue to fall. This is our Platteville sky cam. We show you the sunshine in the background behind the day planner there. Temperatures falling from the 20s into the teens by 4 o'clock. Those wind chill values headed below zero tonight. We'll talk more about this cold and also that next system that will be affecting us going into Friday night and Saturday. We'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Kelly, thank you. New information now about the suspect in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Bradley Blackburn has the latest from New York, where prosecutors want the suspect returned to face justice.
Completely out of touch and it's insult to the intelligence of the American people.
Murder suspect Luigi Mangione was agitated on his way into court Tuesday and subdued on his way out. The 26-year-old is fighting extradition to New York to face a murder charge in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last week.
We're going to fight this along the rules and with the constitutional protections that my client has.
Mangione's attorney says he hasn't seen anything proving his client's guilt.
I need to see evidence. We're entitled to see that, and we need to see that.
Police in Altoona, Pennsylvania said they knew immediately they had their suspect when they were called to a McDonald's where Mangione was eating. Police say the 26-year-old was arrested with a 3D printed gun, silencer, and a handwritten 3-page note, reading in part, "These parasites simply had it coming."
He explained his reasons for doing what he did, which in his mind was precisely to deplore the state of health care in the United States. He certainly was trying to justify what he was doing.
Mangione had complained about a back injury on social media.
I do know that he was suffering from a spinal misalignment that had been ongoing for quite some time. I just feel heartbroken, somebody that I loved and cared about, that could have done something so hideous.
The formal process to extradite Mangione could take weeks. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Thompson, a father of 2 sons, was laid to rest this week at a private funeral in his home state of Minnesota. Well, we do have some exciting news to share here at the station today. News 3 Now is thrilled to announce that Sarah Carlson will be returning to the anchor desk soon. After an 11-year hiatus, Sarah will return to co-anchor the 6 and 10 p.m. newscasts alongside Eric Franke. During her time at News 3 from 2010 to 2013, Sarah was known for her commitment to journalism and her engaging presence on air. However, you'll remember she had to step away from news due to an epilepsy diagnosis. But now Sarah is seizure-free and returning to the newsroom. Her first on-air appearance is scheduled for January, and we cannot wait to have her. Well, still ahead for us on a Wednesday afternoon, a federal judge blocks the merger of 2 grocery store giants, plus Alaska Airlines expanding its international travel routes, where they'll be able to take you next year.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Winning at Ho-Chunk Gaming just got bigger, like mega bigger. When you win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, you're automatically entered into our mega jackpot winners quarterly drawings with a grand prize drawing on January 18th to win a new Jeep Wagoneer car buy and a chance for $100,000 in cash. Jackpot weekly drawings are going on now. Mondays, 10 winners, $500 in rewards play. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
At Capri Communities, we're breaking the mold, embracing fun, and loving life every step of the way.
All right, time to show these kids how it's done.
I'm coming for you, Dave.
Bring it on, Harriet.
Adventure is ageless. Come live it up with us at Capri Communities.
I've suffered from shoulder pain for about 22 years. It got to where I couldn't even wash my hair. I couldn't even brush my teeth without pain.
That's when Sophia checked out QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue and get you back to living a normal life again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
I chose QC Kinetics because my son, he had had his back done, and he had great success with it.
Join tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have found lasting relief from their joint pain. Request a free consultation and find out if you're qualified for this therapeutic breakthrough. Call 608-407-7826.
I was in the shower washing my hair, and I realized, oh my God, I'm washing my hair and it doesn't hurt. I'm pain-free, and I want to thank you, QC Kinetics.
Isn't it time you got your life back? Call now for your free consultation. 608-407-7826. 608-407-7826.
Save big money on your next project at Menards. Get superior engine protection with Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic Motor Oil. It helps maintain fuel efficiency and provides advanced protection from wear, friction, heat, and deposits. A 5-quart jug is $24.99. Clean up the garage, basement, or workshop with a new wet-dry vacuum from ShopVac. This 12-gallon, 5.5 peak horsepower vacuum works great for everyday messes. Get one today. On sale for $99.99.
Boy, season's greetings to you all from Menards.
A federal judge in Oregon blocked the mega merger of grocery stores Kroger and Albertsons, siding with federal regulators who said the nearly $25 billion deal would lead to higher food prices and fewer consumer options. Kroger and Albertsons argued the merger would lower prices and help their stores compete with grocery giants like Walmart, Costco, and Amazon. Separately, a Washington state judge also blocked the merger, saying it would lead to less competition in that state as well. General Motors says it is pulling out of the competitive robo-taxi market and will no longer fund the unit. Instead, GM announced it will focus on personal vehicle autonomous driving capabilities. That includes its Super Cruise system, a hands-free driver assistance system that already exists in more than 20 GM models. And Alaska Airlines is expanding its international travel routes. Next year, the company will offer nonstop flights to Tokyo and Seoul from Seattle. Alaska says it will use its larger Hawaiian Airlines jets for those direct routes after acquiring the company earlier this year. The air carrier says it will also launch a new premium credit card in the summer of 2025 for global travelers. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Here's a look at the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow is up 75 points, NASDAQ up 341, and the S&P 500 also up today 53. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Remember, you can call for action 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Pam is back with today's egg numbers straight ahead. Plus, Kelly returns with the first warn forecast. Then later today on Live at 4, Lisa Briggs answers holiday plant questions, including keeping your Christmas tree fresh. You can email those questions to tips@channel3000.com for a chance to be answered live at 4.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
When I think of Madison No Fear Dentistry and what that means to me, it really is about it not being scared, not being judged. I feel that they've got my best interests at heart. I think that coming to Madison No Fear Dentistry is more than just coming to a dental office. It's meeting really great people that care about you. Madison No Fear Dentistry has helped change my life, and I believe it can help change other people's lives as well.
I've been a motorcyclist for a little over 20 years now. I always wanted to have a motorcycle my whole life, and dashing helps me support that hobby. I love the flexibility of dashing. I love the connections I make. Dashing lets me do what I want, when I want. I'm my own boss now. If dashers can maintain their freedom, flexibility, independence, and have access to benefits, that would really be the best of both worlds. Portable benefits would help me cover medical costs, dental, vision. That would be fantastic.
Are you struggling with back or neck pain due to herniated or bulging discs? Midwest Spine and Nerve Center may be able to help you get back to your active lifestyle with our non-invasive, drug-free treatment methods, including non-surgical spinal decompression, Class 4 laser, and more. Serving Madison for over 15 years, we've helped hundreds of patients alleviate their back or neck pain. If you're looking for an alternative back or neck pain relieving therapy, call us to schedule a complimentary, no-obligation consultation today to see if we can help you get out of pain.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Bigger cases.
She was lured to your apartment.
Higher stakes. Never seen before in daytime.
In front of millions of people.
Judy Justice.
Weekdays at 3. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
We're back at noon. Let's check in now with Farm Babe Pam Yankee, back with your Midwest Farm Report on a Wednesday afternoon. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Josh. Yeah, keeping an eye on that weather. Glad I'm not on the roads today, even though there's just a little snow out there. Still be careful. Well, this past weekend, I was along with the state's largest farm organization in Wisconsin Dells. That'd be the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation. Just on the road in Prairie du Sac, I caught up with one of our smaller farm organizations. Family Farm Defenders had their annual business conference in the Prairie du Sac area, and I had a chance to visit with them. Their major concern is about food sovereignty, making sure consumers today are paying attention to where they buy their food, where their food comes from. Is it locally sourced, or do you even know where it comes from? And they had a special guest speaker. 2 farmers from Spain shared their insights into how farmers in Spain have taken to protesting when their market prices are lower. That's Luis, who was one of the guest speakers. They have taken their largest farm organization in Spain and mobilized farmers. In Spain, he tells me there's about 13,000 active farms, and they all basically took to the streets when their milk prices went down. They didn't like the way that the government was responding, basically writing policy that they then were not enforcing or backing up. Not only did they have 500 tractors that were farmer-driven, came into the city center, the legislative center, and where the farmers slept overnight, they had an awful lot of consumers that were along with them. Then they blew straw into the parliament, into their legislative house, and in some instances set it on fire. The folks with Family Farm Defenders says this is something that farmers in the United States did back in the 70s and 80s, not necessarily setting fire, but marching to the Capitol to try to drive home just how dire they were for support from the government and making sure they were getting a fair deal. They said maybe it's time that we start thinking about some of those options, since it does not look like we are going to get a farm bill done by the end of the calendar year. Just a little something to think about, courtesy of the Family Farm Defenders. I thank them for inviting me in to their conference. So the markets today in Chicago are up just a little bit. We got our World Ag Supply Demand report yesterday that was very friendly to corn, using more corn in ethanol, exporting more corn, and also backed off on the available supplies of corn here in the United States. So corn, beans, and wheat on the midday are up, as well as dairy, with the exception of some of our product prices. Barrel cheese today is down a penny and a quarter at 167.5. 40-pound block cheese on a Wednesday, that's up to at 175. Double A butter just a quarter of a cent slower today, down to 2.52 3/4 per pound. So that's where the numbers stand. Tell you what, Josh, I know Kelly's out there on the back patio, but you'll have to ask him if he's going to need training wheels on his bike tomorrow if he's going to make it into the station with the way the winds are sounding.
Oh, he makes it no matter what. There could be 3 feet of snow. It could be 50 below zero, and Kelly's on his bike. It's nuts.
I think we should put a mobile camera with him just to see what it's like.
There we go. Put the live drive on the bike. That sounds like a good idea. All right, Pam, stay warm.
See you later.
Well, those colder temperatures are sticking around. First Sport meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio. What do you think, Kelly?
I think I'll probably drive in tomorrow. I'm getting too old for this. Yeah, we've got some wintry conditions out here. Obviously, the patio looks pretty, but this light snow, I know it wasn't much, but with temperatures in the 20s, we may see a little bit of some slippery spots on some of those secondary roads. So just be a little bit cautious driving about going through this afternoon. We're hoping we get some of the sunshine to maybe melt some of that snow off some of those secondary roads. But tonight, no melting going on with wind chill values between 10 and 20 degrees below zero. Got to cover everything up. Does not take long to cause frostbite. Late Friday night into Saturday, this is going to be a different kind of system. This system that we got the snow last night and this morning, well, this came in from the north. The one coming in on Friday night and Saturday is coming in from the south, so it's going to have a lot more moisture with it, and the snow will probably mix with some rain before tapering off later in the day. We'll be near 40 by Sunday, so we do have some warmer weather on the way, but not in the next 36 to 48 hours as we got the cold front already passing through. Most of the snow is done with just a few flakes of snow here and there, actually trying to see a little bit of sunshine, and you can see the sunshine here in Platteville, so southwestern Wisconsin is not too far away from Madison. Seeing a little bit of sun. Temperatures, though, continuing to tumble as we drop through the 20s, probably be in the teens already by 4 o'clock. So as you're headed home from work or school, we're looking at teens, and the wind chill values headed below zero tonight. The wind speeds are going to be picking up. These are the sustained winds. They'll be up closer to 20 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour later this afternoon through the early evening hours, and even overnight tonight, still sustained winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour. Going into Thursday, should come down later in the day, but still going to be a noticeable wind chill. And the wind chill values this afternoon dropping through the single numbers into the below zero range. Here at 7:30, you can see we're getting closer to 10 below zero here in Madison, and they'll continue to drop 10 to 20 degrees below zero, waking up tomorrow morning and probably staying below zero for most, even through tomorrow afternoon, even with some sunshine. So it doesn't take long. If we have a wind chill of 25 below, which I don't expect here in Madison, maybe areas to the north, it only takes about 15 minutes to cause frostbite. And that's why you need to cover everything up with those dangerous wind chills. And if you're out driving about, make sure you have an emergency kit inside that car, because you never know when you get a breakdown and you might not have any help. All right, temperatures tomorrow in the teens. Our average high is 34 degrees. We'll be getting up there this weekend into the early next week with temperatures approaching 40 degrees, and it looks like next week a lot more average temperatures headed our way. Not today, though. Temperatures tumbling through the teens will clear out tonight, and that'll send our temperatures close to zero. Some locations to the northwest may be below zero. Some high thin clouds tomorrow, but otherwise sunshine only getting in the teens. Here's our system for Friday night. Looking at Saturday morning, some of this rain snow mixture moving into the area. Could see some sloppy, slushy accumulations. This is going to be a sloppy snow, kind of garbage snow as I call it, because it's just going to be sloppy and messy. A lot of this will change over to rain before tapering off. 25 right now in Madison, 21 in Lone Rock, 28 in Janesville. So we've got some bitterly cold temperatures headed our way. Overnight into Thursday, we warm it up briefly on Friday, and then mild temperatures this weekend, but kind of a sloppy Saturday with some snow mixing with some rain. Kind of a sloppy day, but we should dry up Sunday before some more rain moves in by Monday of next week.
Wow, 40 is going to be balmy.
Yeah, it's going to feel a whole lot different. This is our roller coaster ride as we ride through December.
All right, we'll get through it, Kelly. Thank you. Well, the NFL draft may be 135 days away, but that's not stopping the Packers and Travel Wisconsin from promoting it. They're on a 2-day tour around the state, sharing ideas with businesses and organizations on how to prepare for the influx of visitors who will be in Wisconsin.
Over 50 million people tune in to the draft over the course of the 3 days. So it's really a commercial for the state. So we want people in the various communities to be thinking of that and doing what they can to put out a good impression.
Along with officials from each organization, Football Hall of Famer Leroy Butler shared his own draft day stories. The 2025 NFL Draft starts April 24th and runs through the 26th. Well, today Howard is preparing comfort food in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with the weather turning colder.
What's the difference between shepherd's pie, cottage pie, and Cumberland pie? We've got the answer coming up next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Ever wonder why your house is so cold and drafty? Knowing the answer could save you a lot of money. Usually, the problem is your walls. Attic insulation isn't enough to keep your home warm in the winter. It's like going outside with only a hat, not a coat. It's time to stop freezing and start saving with USA Insulation. And right now, USA Insulation has their best deals of the year because they know winter is when you need it the most.
USA Insulation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for coming and sharing this time with the family.
Stay strong for Grandpa. We'll see you at the field.
When you leave this earth, don't leave any regrets. Crest Funeral and Cremation Services helped us make sure Grandpa's never forgotten. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Services because we know your memories matter.
Don't dance, but boogie into the new year at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. On Friday, December 27th, we're giving away a Jeep Gladiator. Saturday, December 28th, a Chevy Colorado. Then on New Year's Eve, it's our Winter Boogie Bash, where you can have a chance to win your share of over $45,000 of rewards play. Plus, there will be free live entertainment by Coyote Wild and Snake Oil. It's time to boogie your way into the new year at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
What happened?
Someone took the Bronco out for an extended test drive.
They used all the goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
They did it all, man.
Looks like they had a lot of fun.
Those boots are awfully muddy, Sam.
My boots? I did it. I'm gonna do it again.
Lease a new Bronco Sport Big Ben for only $399 a month, or a Bronco Big Ben for just $499 a month for 36 months.
Maddie has heart failure, and it can't be cured. Our neighbor is using a Grace, so I asked Maddie's doctor about them. Turns out, they can help us. They're already managing Maddie's breathing trouble better. A Grace, authentic care and connection. Visit agrace.org to learn more.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today. Enjoy a website-like layout and swipe through articles without returning to the home screen. Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
This time of year, as the weather gets colder, it seems like we're all craving comfort food. And the dish we're making today is a spinoff of two of our longtime feel-good favorites, shepherd's pie and cottage pie. After sauteing some thinly sliced carrots and onions, we brown a couple of pounds of ground beef and cook it until no pink remains. After we drain off the drippings, we stir in a jar of beef gravy, along with a few seasonings. Once it's hot, we pour it into a baking dish and top it off with some mashed potatoes that we mixed with a little cheddar cheese. What sets Cumberland pie apart from cottage and shepherd's pie is that we top it with some freshly made breadcrumbs that we mix with a bit more cheese and some melted butter before baking it. Talk about comfort at its best. Between the bubbling hot filling, the fluffy mashed potatoes, and the golden cheesy breadcrumb topping, this is hard to resist. And so you don't have to. All you have to do is go online, because the recipe for our Cumberland pie is waiting for you. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a unique and comforting way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Kelly with the final check of your forecast.
Oh boy, we're headed into the deep freeze, headed into tonight and also tomorrow. But the good news is this really cold air is not going to last real long. Temperatures falling throughout the day today. Will be down to 1 waking up tomorrow morning. Some below zero temperatures to the north. Wind chill values waking up tomorrow morning 10 to 20 below. Chance of some rain and snow. Kind of a sloppy Saturday. Temperatures near 40 Sunday.
Thanks for joining us.